It is definitely knotless boho, Brazilian, buns out, suns out season, okay? And your favorite therapist is here to recap, review, and analyze some of these relationships on Temptation Island. So let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, and those of you who are new, I'm a therapist who is obsessed with reality TV, relationship shows. By day, I help people heal. In the evening, I get into a lot of mess. And some of my self-care is watching these relationship shows from a therapist perspective, okay? Because some of these people are y'all. And today, y'all gonna learn, all right? Now, make sure you hit that subscribe, that notification bell. You do the do to support this channel. And let's get into it, because some of these couples are raising men, okay? Some of them don't need to be on this show. A year together and you trying to figure out, should you make it work? Let it go. Just let it go. You don't need to be in a relationship, okay? So we come into Temptation Island. And now this show originally, I believe, was on Fox back in the early 2000s. And now it's on Netflix. Okay, trying to bring it back. Mark, is this the same Mark who has some issues over at The Bachelor? Didn't he get canceled? Is this the same guy? Is this somebody different? Chat, let me know. All right. But we get 4 couples. Thankfully, only 4, because my mind can't take no more than 4 couples on these shows. Y'all know I'm terrible with names, okay? So 4 is just enough. All right. So we get our 4 couples who are here. They're in different places, trying to figure it out. Oh, and collect the check. Because some of them don't even need to be together. One couple, I'm like, are y'all really having issues, or are y'all here just for TV? Okay, so let's get into the couples. Now we have Grant and Ashley, who have been together a year and a half. Okay, a year and a half, baby girl. You can let it go. Why do people hold on to relationships that are just not working? Is dating that bad? Is a scene just like, I'd rather just stay with what I got? Because a year and a half ain't really nothing. A year and a half goes by so fast. Okay. And some of these, new people that they're going to bring on, I'm just like, you're 22. You're making me feel old. Because 22 means what? During the pandemic, were you at prom? Okay. Were you taking prom photos? Okay, while some of us are trying to survive. You was barely graduating high school at that time. All right. So Grant and Ashley. Okay. He cheated 1 month into the relationship of being exclusive. Now, you've only been together 1.5 years. He cheated right when y'all became exclusive. Why wasn't that I can let this go? I'd rather be single, okay? And the body language Ashley has given me that she's already kind of checked out. She know what it is. This ain't going to work out. She's feeling to me very insecure about this process and kind of wondering, what did I just get myself into? Her body language was giving very cold, very much like, I already checked out. I know what he going to come up in here and do. And it's interesting because Grant has a kid. None of the other people on this show have children. He has a daughter. And, I'm wondering what is the mirroring? What is the, what are you giving to your daughter about, how a man should treat you? Because your first relationship with men is with your daddy. Was he present? Was he gone? Was he cheating on your mama? Okay. I'm just like, already. Cheated 1 month in of being exclusive. Why go exclusive if you know you're not ready? All right. And then we have Biron and Shante. Also a year together. He don't need to be in a relationship. Okay. He reminds me sometimes of the things we say about church men lurking on church women. He found himself in bed with her the first day he met her. Now, to me, it's not a person who needs to really be in a relationship. He says this thing, I'm just a sexual person. Let's talk about that a little bit. Because really when people say that, it's an excuse to do whatever they want, be with whoever they want. And I don't know if that's really true, that I'm just a sexual person. And if you are a sexual person, why get into a relationship? it's just an excuse for me to be like, well, you know, I'm a sexual person. That's why I need a threesome. That's why we need to add somebody in. That's why we should be poly. Okay. Because you know I'm a sexual person, right? Okay. And if you are a sexual person, why get with someone that you know is a little bit more on the conservative side? Why not get with someone who can match your energy, who's, you know, sexual just like you are? So it's given, you know, what I normally see on some of these relationship shows, a dominant person getting with someone who's weaker to control them, to manipulate them, is really what I'm getting from him. And he also comes off to me like a serial cheater. 1 year in, you should not be on this show. But once again, I want to collect my coins. I came for a checky check. Because 1 year, y'all, dog, like, go, let her go. Do your own thing. All right. He just, I could tell. I've not watched all the episodes. I've only watched, 1 and 2. So I already know it's going to be some BS with him already. And let's get into Alexia and Lino. The longest couple, 3.5 years. See, he's lost. And to me, she knows what she wants. She's career driven, but her self-worth has attached herself to this man who is lost. Okay. And since her career is so driven, she knows who she is. He has ran after her and moved with her so many times as a travel nurse. Her career is constantly taking her different places. And so in his life, I feel like he is not able to have control, and she is more dominant in knowing who she is. She doesn't come off as a dominant personality, but knowing what she wants, and you're with someone who doesn't know who they are. So those type of people, to me, in relationships, will try and find women who allow them to be in control. If I'm not feeling like I'm in control in my primary relationship, I will probably go somewhere else and find that. Someone who lets me, think that I'm leading, But they've been together for 3.5 years. Okay. And they met at the gym. Okay. They met at the gym. She would try and get close to him so that he could try and get at her. And then he dropped the weight on his chest. And I think broke his ribs or something like that. To me, that was a sign that this ain't the one for you, bruh. If you are at the point where you are hurting yourself to try and look at somebody, okay. I feel also like there's a sense of maybe he's a late bloomer, which we don't talk about. Men go on these shows who do not have a lot of dating experience, who do not have relationship experiences. His longest relationship, I believe, is his first time really being in love, his first of everything. Okay. And sometimes I wonder to myself as I'm watching him and his mannerisms, do you really like this woman? Do you like any of the women here? Because in these first couple episodes, he's really to himself. I'm just like, you are lost, but is it giving lost that I don't actually know who I am and what I like, if you know what I mean? All right. But he's very insecure. For them, they say no rules. There are no rules. Now, all the other couples, no touching, be respectful, but no rules because we really want to lean into this. All right. But so far, I really haven't seen him do much in these 2 episodes. So I'm going to keep my eye on him. Now, Tyler and Taylor, raising a man. Okay, raising a boy into a man. Now, in some ways, I feel like it's a mother-son relationship that we see sometime on these shows. They've been together 2.5 years. He showed up to the bar that she was working at with his wife at the time. Okay, let me repeat that. In this relationship, he showed up at the bar that his current girlfriend was working at with his wife. All right. And then him and the wife are going through it, and they both decide they're going to separate and get a divorce. He shows back up at the bar that I believe, Taylor was working at, and then they link up. There was no divorce settlement. He was still going through it and decided, I want to be with you over there at the bar. Red flags. Okay, red flags. And he is also someone who, he got married at 18 and now he's in a relationship. And to me, he never had the opportunity or the time to really get to know himself, to really date. He don't need to be in a relationship. He really doesn't. All right. He needs to be out there and explore. You can't go from being in a relationship at what I'm guessing at high school. Then you marry the person and then you get a divorce only to now be in another serious relationship. He needs to explore and figure himself out. Okay. He's also a cheater because he needs to be in a relationship. He's too young-minded. And I think before anyone gets married, they need time to explore, figure out what they like, get to know themselves. And I feel like he has not done that enough. That temptation is going to be everywhere for him because he's only been with what, at this point, I guess in relationships, 2 women, but cheating on her, cheating on this girlfriend. So he's been with, I guess, a couple women. All right. But these type of people don't need to homie hop into just different relationships. Give yourself time to explore. Give yourself time to figure out what you like, what you need. You're so young. All right. I'm just not a person who believes that at 17, 18, you should be getting married. Okay. Y'all can be in like a long-term relationship, but even people who go from high school to being like 24, 25 with the same person from high school, how often do those relationships last nowadays until you're in your 40s? Okay. Do you really want to wake up, you're 35, you're 45, and you've only been with the same person since you were 16, now realizing, damn, I never really was out there. I didn't go through my whole phase. I didn't get to do nothing because I was attached to this man, this woman since I was 14, 15 years old. And we see it over there with, I believe it's Tia. Tia trying to find herself now that she's in her 40s, and she was only with Corey. Her whole dating life, adult life was with Corey, and now she's trying to figure it out. Okay? Don't be one of those people, but it feels to me like a woman raising a man, a woman who is more established. She owns a home and is trying to raise a man. Okay? Now, as a couple, those are all of our couples, and we're seeing them explore. They bring out, the Booties and the Brazilians. And it's interesting how all the women are wearing red, kind of like that scarlet red color. Okay. And I really enjoyed how when the men were choosing, a black girl got chose first. How often do we really see that in these shows where black women are chosen first? I really don't think we see that enough. So when, our queen, that chocolate got chosen by Tyler first, I was like, okay, like maybe we're going to see something different here. I guess I was wrong. All right. Now, the women are, of course, scared to separate and date and explore. But, as they separate into 2 different villas, the men are in one villa. Okay, Love Island, we see you. We see you. Love Island is a gift that keeps giving. Everyone wants to copy, manipulate, or try and do something similar. And I know we've had these island shows for quite some time. But with the success of this last season of Love Island, I feel like all these shows are trying to, pick little things and try and do what they can do. So now we have 2 villas, men's villa, women's villa. And when the men finally are, going on the group date and exploring, to me, it felt like in the men's villa, the women were a lot more thirsty. They were willing to do anything and everything to get chosen. Okay. It was just like the desperation, the like, see me, the choose me, keep me around. I want to be on this show a little bit longer was a lot more than what I saw in the women's villa with the men over there. They seemed a little bit more chill, a little bit more hesitant. I wonder, could it be like a male versus women thing where the men can't really be as aggressive because they are men, that can be manipulated and seen a little bit, a little bit Me Too movements. Whereas the women are like, oh, I'm going to twerk, I'm going to lick, I'm going to suck, I'm going to do whatever to make sure you see me and you keep me around. Okay. Because as we see on these, day 2, only day 2, y'all. Episode 2, only day 2, they doing the most. They go on a group date, they come back and they're having this little lingerie party. And I'm just like, wow. It's interesting to me how also with the men's villa, the women that they chose, I don't know if y'all noticed, but they all have more natural bodies. Whereas more of the, plastics, the plastic boobies were not chosen, but those are the ones who were, to me, doing the most, acting the most to be seen back at the villa. Now on the women's side, they're still a little bit like hesitant. You can tell the women really want their men to choose them, their actual relationship men. Really don't want them to do anything. So I think that keeps the women a little bit hesitant to kind of interact with the men and start dating them, because they really came here to make things work. Okay. Now, back at the men's villa, okay, the girls are twerking, they dancing, and I'm like, where the booties at? Okay, where y'all booties at? Okay. I love how girls twerk and they be like, where the booty at? Okay, where the booty at? But Kay came to be seen, okay? Now, Kay is the one that now that Tyler has had some time to kind of get to know her, he kind of is dropping our chocolate and going back over to Snow Bunnies, all right? Now, she said, I'm going to mark my territory. I'm going to do what it, came to do. She's very strategic. Very strategic, all right? Now, she moving her booty, or was it her back? I believe she was moving her back, not her booty. But she's like, I'm going to mark my territory. And Tyler, to me, is low-key drooling, but trying to like, let me not make it look like I want them cheeks, okay? And then she's like, I want to see your room. Oh, you're not playing, girl. You are not playing. And so she goes to see his room and she's like, oh my God, look at it. It's so amazing. I'm like, girl, it's a bed. Some wood floor paneling and some pillows. But she's doing the most. She's being super extra. Like she's never seen a bedroom before with wood paneling and white sheets. Because the room was not giving. But she wants to be close to him. She's trying to, very much plant the seeds that you're mine. No other girl should be over here because Tyler is the one that I'm, trying to get. And it just seems very manipulative. And I'm wondering about her. I'm going to keep my eye on Kay because she is very much strategic in the way she is moving and trying to stay on this show. There's this other black girl who I cannot remember her name, but she got boho braids and she wear glasses. She, to me, is like really trying to stay on the show, really trying to get one of the men to be interested in her. But so far, none of the men are really interested. It's kind of sad to watch her just kind of like crawl and try and like, come on, y'all, take the bait. I'm licking your neck with the fudge. Come on. And to me, none of these men are really kind of interested in her. Maybe she's doing too much. Let me know, chat, what y'all think. And so we finally get to the bonfire, which to me was not necessary. It was too soon. Because to me, the women haven't really done much for there to be this epic bonfire. They've had conversations, booty popping a little bit, but nothing really at this point to need a bonfire. Okay, so we get the men in their first bonfire, and Mark is interesting because he's actually trying to get the men to develop insight, see themselves a little bit more. And some of them have like some aha moments based off of the things that he's saying. That some of them are seeking control, some of them are looking to be seen. Sometimes it's not your partner that you're really having an issue with, sometimes it's in yourself, which you really don't see these hosts doing as much when we see these bonfires or eliminations. Even on Love Island, I don't think, we saw that much. We saw each host come in and kind of do an elimination and kind of feed into the drama and tenseness of the scenes. But not nobody really like giving insight like he is. So it's quite interesting. I wonder if it has to do with his age. But I'm like, oh, you kind of getting these men to look at themselves, okay? And now it's interesting to see Lino try and take credit for his girl's career. For her wanting to be a nurse, her wanting to go back to school, her wanting to start her own business. That's because of me. I was pushing her. So you can push her, but you can't push yourself. Make it make sense. It just feels like I need to take credit. I'm insecure. Like I said at the beginning, he is very insecure. And I need to be seen. I need to make it seem like she want to go back to school, nursing, she want to have her own business. That's because of me. And you see a lot of insecure men do the same thing over and over again. Try and take credit for their girls' accomplishments, goals, when really, what are you doing? Why couldn't you do those things for yourself? But here we are once again, an insecure man taking credit for his woman's accomplishments. Okay? And you know, Mark said that he's looking for control where he has none. Bloop. Clocked it. Okay? He does not have a sense of who he is. He has no real control in his life. He tends to follow behind his girlfriend and move wherever her career takes him, which in some people's eyes might seem like very supportive, endearing, but low key there is some resentment. Okay, for the choices that you keep making for yourself, yet the blame is on her. But you chose to move with her. You chose to do all those things, but to me it's giving very insecure. And Tyler also, to me, has an aha moment. Okay. Tyler, to me, is also a lost individual. Trying to find himself. And I'm wondering about his relationship with his mother. Because the dynamic between him and Taylor seem like it's a mother-son relationship. And she's constantly trying to raise him, mature him. She's already established she own a home. But at the same time, I can see at times how her bringing up those things. I got a house. I pay the bills. He don't got a job. How that can also be very emasculating for a man. So I think there has to be some kind of balance between, you know, your achievements, you talk about them, but you don't boast, where it makes your partner feel insecure. And we should talk about that a little bit more as the episodes go on, about how to balance out those things. I don't think it should be watering yourself down or watering who you are as a person. But a lot of these men on this, you know, the main partners are very insecure. And because of those insecurities, they dip out. They have distractions. Infidelities are the distractions. Instead of working on themselves and looking at themselves to see what I can be doing better. How can I become a better person? But instead of reflecting, distract. Distract. Now I want to know, because I know some of you have already watched all the episodes. I'm only on episode 2, about to watch 3. Okay. So please don't spoil it for me in the comments. All right. But let me know, am I on to something? Do I know what I'm talking about? But once again, we have all these anxious attachment styles. Is anyone really secure in this season thus far? But everyone is anxious, trying to be seen, trying to be heard. In this scenario where temptation is everywhere. All right. But of course, let me know your thoughts. What do you think? Do you see yourself in any of these people? All right. Make sure you hit that like, you subscribe, you turn the notification bell, because of course, your therapist is here to serve. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.